It is affecting 175 million people, maybe you. It's one of the biggest hacks in history, and now an Oakland law firm is filing a class action lawsuit following that massive Equifax data breach. That is one of every 2 adults in the U.S., 175 million people. I'm joined now by lawyer Scott Cole, the man behind this big lawsuit. What are you seeking in this lawsuit against Equifax?
Well, a change in the practice would be nice.
Right.
On top of that, we've got a lot of folks that are affected by this in a lot of ways. And I think it's going to be probably months, if not years, before the dust settles on exactly what the damages are. The complaint is pretty robust, but in short, we're claiming negligence. We're claiming information being kept from the public for 40 days. 40 days.
Yeah.
In the cyber age we live in right now, to keep information from the public for more than a couple of days is a travesty. They kept it for weeks. In the meantime, people, went about their business, didn't know about the fact that their information was potentially being leaked. And so we're trying to get a change in the practice and get some compensation for folks that will be suffering from this for a long time.
Do we have any evidence yet that anyone has had we know that people have been compromised. I signed up and I found out I'm one of the 175 million people.
Yeah, so am I.
But do we know that any of our information yet has been used maliciously?
Not yet. I mean, that's a fair question. It's only been 5 days since this whole thing came out, if you remember that. The company knew about it since July. We were just told about it 5 days ago, sorry, 5 days ago. Yeah. And it's amazing how much has happened in 5 days. So like I said, the dust will be settling on this thing for sometime in the future. But I've already gotten calls, lots of them today, as a matter of fact, from people who have very serious concerns about how their information is being used. And that's one of the insidious things about a breach like this, where you have individuals that really don't know and have to go to extreme efforts to protect their credit, to check credit reports and bank statements, and the list goes on and on. Right.
But if somebody wants to sign up on your class action lawsuit, I would think that they would be expecting to get some kind of compensation for this issue. There's 175 million people. If each person got $100, that's $10.75 billion. Equifax, I don't think, has that kind of money to pay out, do they?
I'm not sure if they have that kind of money to pay out. And I went to law school to avoid math, but I think your math is right on that.
And that's only $100 compensation. That's not a lot of money.
Yeah. There are statutory minimums that individuals can get, and then there are general damages people can get. And the numbers are going to change depending on what your circumstances are. But you're right, it's a lot of money. And but I like to look at it as that being sort of not an afterthought, but really the litigation end, but it's a bigger context here. There is security in our information systems. And a company like Equifax, one of the big 3 credit agencies, to be so lackadaisical in the way that it controlled its architecture and allowing this kind of criminal activity to occur in the first place is what I think bothers me the most.
So what would you recommend to somebody who is considering whether or not to join your class action suit or another class action suit, or not join any suit at all? What are the options for somebody who feels like they're a victim in this case?
It is a personal question. I think people should take a close look at whether their credit's been affected. They may not be able to get that information right now. They can go to Equifax's site, as I've done, maybe you've done, and find out whether there's been a potential breach of their information. I did that. Of course, I'll opt out of the case for that reason. But I have my concerns too. What we do going forward is individualized and personalized. But I think that we're going to see a lot of claims out there from a lot of people of cyber criminals that have actually used their information. But again, just having to track that information, trying to find out if there's been a breach, is going to haunt us for a long time.
Well, at a minimum, Equifax is offering the review of the credit to make sure that your information is not being compromised. And that's free, so everybody should at least sign up for that and then consider their options and keep an eye on things.
It's one option, but they should go further.
All right. Scott Cole, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.